Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here, and welcome to another episode of Exploring Elite Dangerous Horizons. It's official, patch 2.2 is coming out in mid-October, and with Gamescom upon us, we're getting a flood of new information about what to expect in the newest update for Elite Dangerous. There's so many things that have me really excited, I don't even know where to begin. So much has already been posted online that I'm going to try to get through as many details as I can in the next few minutes to get you fully caught up to speed. So, without further ado, here's what we know. Patch 2.2 is titled The Guardians. The reason for which is that it will bring ship-launched fighters to the game, that you'll be able to control simultaneously along with your current ship through the use of an AI drone-type system. All we know at this point is that you can have your AI crew fly the fighters or take control of them yourself, and leave the AI in charge of your main ship. No other details have been officially announced yet, and I imagine that we'll hear a lot more about it during the upcoming live streams. Looking at the new lower panel, we can see several new tabs along the top, including All, Helm, Fighters, SRV, and Crew. We can see 2 fighter base slots below that, and on the right is a description that appears to include the role of the ship, its current combat commands, ship status, and pilot name, including what appears to possibly be the pilot's rank progression. I'd like to wager a guess that the rank progression of the AI pilot is something that will increase the longer they survive, and hopefully acquiring these AI crew members will involve some kind of new missions. Along with the ability to launch fighters from certain ships is the addition of a new fighter ship, which we're looking at now. Although this particular image doesn't sport any type of faction branding, a similar image was included in the digital art book displaying the Alliance symbol, which could indicate that all 3 major factions now have their own fighter ships. What you're looking at now is the Beluga Liner passenger ship, another new ship confirmed in 2.2, and this ship will be crucial for the transport of certain types of NPCs in the new passenger mission system. There are a range of different cabin types with increasing value that will determine the different passenger types that you'll be able to transport. These new missions will see you ferrying NPCs across the galaxy for all manner of purpose, everything from the mundane bread and butter missions where people will simply want you to fly them from one station to another, right up to thrill-seeking VIP passengers who may want you to bring them right up close to a combat zone or special system. Other passenger mission types may include refugee transports and even ferrying soldiers in military-based transportation missions, and each of those missions may have submissions which we don't have any details on just yet. The happiness of your passengers will be instrumental to your success or failure of these new mission types, and disgruntled passengers can leave your ship in a variety of ways. For example, if you're taking your time reaching their destination and dock at a random port, they may simply up and leave. In extreme cases, they may even opt to eject via the emergency escape pods on your ship, not only voiding your contract entirely, but also requiring you to have to pay a refurbishing fee to restock the passenger modules. With the addition of tourism, there will be fixed and persistent locations scattered around the galaxy. These may be, for example, places of natural beauty, or perhaps the location of a historical battle tied to the lore and backstory of Elite. Arriving at a tourist location, you'll be presented with a tourist beacon that you can scan in order to obtain information about the location itself, many of which will be places that were submitted by the community, and the commander's name who submitted it will be included in the description of the area. Finding and exploring these locations will not just bring you to some truly interesting and beautiful places, but there will be some kind of mechanic and rewards for doing so for all the explorers who decide to spend time traveling to them, possibly with bonuses for finding many or even all of them. Space stations are receiving an overhaul to their interior designs. These new designs will reflect the type of economy and market that the station represents. So, for example, agricultural stations will have hydroponics and farming type equipment, while industrial or refining stations may have areas with molten metal and sheets of iron being formed. Not only will the interior of the stations change, but the actual hangars for each industry type will also reflect its primary market as well. You can see a few examples of these new stations now, but keep in mind that the population of the systems will play a deciding role in whether you'll see these fancier station types in-game. Don't expect poor systems with low populations to have them. I'm personally a big fan of both the high-tech and tourism stations that include statues and parks with walkways, which I assume will help with the transition required to integrate walking around in the stations at a later update. It's also nice to see some trees, which may in fact be the assets we'll see on habitable worlds at some point in the future. In a recorded interview, David Braben confirmed some of what I believe are the most exciting changes coming to the game in patch 2.2. In the interview, a very passionate and excited Braven talks about some of the visual and gameplay elements that we'll see in the update, including visual changes to white dwarf and neutron stars that will more accurately represent the true scientific modeling of these amazing stellar bodies. The team at Frontier have been working hard to include more realism in the simulation of the galaxy, and will do so by adding some variety to the visuals of these stars in the form of superheated jets that are produced as a result of synchrotron radiation, which David hopes will add a lot more variation when dropping out of hyperspace and affect the gameplay and feeling of geography, as well as the sense of where you are. He then goes on to talk about the way that Elite Dangerous generates planets, and how patch 2.2 will bring volcanism to the game. I started a thread on Reddit this morning right after seeing that video, and the reactions to this news has been overwhelming. You'll find a link to that in the description below. It seems like I'm not the only person excited to see these new visuals, which in the interview, David confirms that at least upwellings of liquid and geysers will be seen in the update. It's not specific as to whether these volcanoes will be magma or just water, or how big or small they'll be, but he does state that according to their calculations, these will be in abundance, so I think it's safe to assume there will be plenty of them to see, and it shouldn't be too hard to find them. Along with these new visuals will be reserves of rarer materials that are brought up to the planet's surface from its interior by these particular flows, which will give functionality to the new visuals and more reason to go seek them out. And last but not least, it would seem that we may not be alone in the universe for much longer. During a cut in the interview, a short clip played that showed us what appears to be a very large alien ship of some kind, hovering over the remains of many different human ships scattered in space, and even some glowing with traces of what appears to be damage from some kind of green-colored weapon. Hidden in the video were several frames of binary code, which were quickly translated by the community to read the following. To find us, look for a bounty hunter. To find more clues, you'll need pre-logistic support in a system with 1 star, 2 belts, 3 rings, and enough radiation to turn you green. The hunt begins the 28th. It didn't take long for the system in question to be located, and now it's just a matter of waiting until the 28th to see who, or what, shows up. If you want more information on this, I'd advise that you check out the Frontier forums, since there's plenty of posts going on about it right now. That's all we've got for now, but be sure to hit that subscribe button and check back here soon for more updated information. Thanks for watching. This is Commander Josh Hawkins, signing off.